Students, I'm Harshita More. Welcome you all in the first lecture of Unit 2 for the subject Human Resource Management. We have in previous classes we have already done with about the Unit 1, that is introduction part of Human Resource Management. In today's class, we'll start the second unit, that is acquiring human resources. What does it mean by acquiring? Acquiring is where you are taking, where you're bringing new things, that can be new technology, new people, new kinds of products at your organization. Next, let's discuss the aspects which will be there in unit 2. First one is, what is the meaning of human resource planning? Planning means what? Planning is something where you are thinking before doing something. Okay, so that you will get an idea what outcomes you will be facing in future for the whatever plan you have done. What is the definition of human resource planning? So it is a process of finding the right number of people for the right kind of a job at the right time and the right place by forecasting the organization's demand for and supply of human resources in the near future. What does it mean? So what does human resource planning do is, they are human resource planning helps for making the plans related to something which is related to whether there is any vacancy at the organization, whether the people who are existingly working, they are enough to work or to complete the organizational duties. If no, if there is any vacancy, if there is any requirement, let's hire the people. Okay, that is what it is. It helps to it helps to it helps to forecast us demand for the demand for the employees and supply of the employees, I can see. So demand and supply of employees within the organization whenever there is any requirement. Next is, next we'll be discussing what is the step, what are the different steps in human resource planning. Okay, this is the process. So this is a process, so needs to be followed sequentially. First one is, we'll be discussing about objectives of human resource planning. What does it mean? Objective means what? Objective means where we are deciding to do something. Okay, there is any there can be any kind of motto, there can be any kind of goals that we are deciding that we are gonna achieve it. So objective of human resource planning is what? Human resource planning is helping to control the activities which are included in the human resource management. So it tries to control the activities which are related to acquiring of the people. So then that is what the objective of it. Next is current manpower inventory. Current manpower inventory, in the sense, what is the current strength working at the organization. For example, there is an organization and there are 100 employees working over there. So that is what the current manpower inventory, current strength of the employees working at the organization. First we have to, first we have to see what are the objectives of human resource planning. Then we have to check what is the strength of employees. Then we have to forecast demand and supply. It means what? The 100 employees who are working at the organization, whether they are enough to achieve the organization goals or no, or is there any person who is gonna resign, is there any person who is in a notice period. So that is what needs to be studied, whether there is any demand or supply for the supply of the employees at the organization. So next is manpower gap. What does it mean? Suppose a person resigns from the organization. A person, instead of saying a person, I'll be saying five people who at the organization have left the job. It means the remaining are 95 people. So 5 is a gap, that is manpower gap, that can that I can say, or it can be in the terms of where we are lagging in terms of skills. So that gap we have to find out. Next is employee plan. If we are finding any kind of a gap, that can be in the form of vacancies, that can be in the form of lack of knowledge, skills, or any particular specific qualification, then what we'll do, we'll start doing the employee plan, that is employee plan. Plan means what? Where you are planning to recruit the people from outside the organization, or it can be internally. Okay, recruitment can be done internally and externally. So here what we do is we start planning for recruiting people. We start different activities to be followed, such as we start collecting applications, which will start scrutinizing them. We'll start taking interviews, we'll start documentation. After documentation, there will be offer letter, and this is what the process goes on. Then then is training and development. Training and development means what? Where suppose an organization hires, in this step we have already discussed that we are recruiting people. So the people who have been recruited in the organization, they must need the training for the work they have to do. So that is what the training and development, where it is helping the employees to build their skills, skills related to activities to be followed at the organization. Last is appraisal of manpower planning. Appraisal in the sense where you should check whether the people who have recruited in the organization, whether they are capable to do the work. We What we do is, whenever there is a new employee, will keep that employee in a probation period. Probation period means what? Probation period means it is a period I can say, probation period is a period where new employees are under observation of their supervisors. So that is, so particularly generally it is a 6 months of probation period in any organization. If you are joining, 6 months they'll be observing your work. After that, they'll tell you the continuity of the work. So that is what the probation period. So in this last step will be we the HRP, what does it do? Human resource planning is HRP. Okay, so what does it do? They start analyzing the performance of the employees, and will start, if there is any negligence, if they start taking action over it. And again the steps goes on repeating. If again there is any vacancy, again the same steps goes on. So that is what the steps in human resource planning, or the human resource planning process. Next is, what does it mean by job analysis? Job analysis means what? Job analysis means it includes details. It includes details about any specific job. It can be anything, like qualification, I can say, title, position, anything. So make sure that whenever there is a job analysis, that is details of job, those details has been divided into two parts, that is job description, JD, and job specification, that is that JS. Okay, so these are the two parts of job analysis. So what does it job description includes? Job description includes the title of the job, position of the job, location. It includes duties, report, to whom we should report. Then in job specification, it includes the education qualifications, skills to be required. So this is what in short we have discussed about job analysis. Next is, we will be discussing what are the difference between job analysis and job specification. This question was there for your examination, and I have read your previous year question paper where I have saw this particular question, difference between job description and specification. Sometimes we may get confused between these two terms, so make sure you are understanding it. First is job description. Meaning of job is, it describes about job. What is job? What exactly we have to do? This is what it discusses. Job specification, it is more focusing on job requirement. What kind of a people we are required. Okay, that is what the job specification. Next is contents. So job description, what does it include? Job description includes duties and responsibilities, what a person have to do, that is the duties. And in the specification, it includes qualification and experience, what kind of qualification they are required. Next is origin. So job description starts when there is a when job analysis starts, and job descriptions specification starts when job description starts. So this is what the step means. First there is a origin of job analysis, then there is a origin of job description, and then there is a origin of job specification. This is what the step. Next is application. So job description is required to solve any kinds of arguments in the organization duties, and job specification is to require promotion, rewarding, and transfers. How I can say this? Because in job specification we include the education qualification, okay, and experience. So whenever we are recruiting some people, if the employee is experienced, will not be recruit that person in the current pay scale. There will be increment of 4 to 5%, depends on companies. Next is motive. Job description, it explains about job, and job specification, it explains about perfect fit for the job. That is the person who is able to follow or able to do a particular job. So this is what the difference between job description and specification. Next is what are the different contents of job description? What does a job description includes? It includes, I'll give example, okay, in that we'll try to just cover it out. Job title. Job title means what? It can be suppose HR executive, okay. So this is a name of vacancy which is there at the organization, HR executive. This is what the job title. Next is location. Job title means name of the vacancy for which you have applied, okay. Next is location. Location can be where you have to do your job. So location is, it can be Pune, it can be Bangalore, it can be anything. So that is what Bangalore it can be. So that is what's the location of the job. Okay. So right now people are working from home. So right now the location is work from home itself. Next is job summary. Job summary means what? It includes a brief introduction about what exactly the job is. Okay, it can be you have to, it can sometimes in the line they refer that you have to complete these activities, and you have to complete these activities monthly, and you have to report this person. This kind of a job summary they gives. Duties can be includes what kind of activities needs to be performed, what are the rules regulations needs to be followed by the new employees. That is what it includes. Machine tools means what? In some of the factories, they use certain kind of a machineries, and they want people who are applying to know that whether they are able to use those particular machineries or equipment. So that can be turners, it can be some kind of a molders and all things. So that is what the machines. Next is supervision. Supervision means what? As I have said you that those, it can be include the probation. Okay, so it is a probation period. Probation period is where the activities are observed of the new employee. So that is what the probation period. So that includes in a supervision where the activities are supervised. So initially it can be by the supervisor or any other person. So next is working condition. They also specifically defines in the job description what kind of a working environment they have. So it can be, they might explain about the area where they are belongs to, what kind of a facilities they are giving to employees. Okay, next is hazards. Sometimes they also mention some kinds of hazards at the organizational place, that don't do this, it may harm you. Certain kind of restrictions they may give. Next is, this is a specimen of job description. I think people may not be able to see this, but I'll try to collect another one. But in short, what is a job description is, job description explains about roles, responsibilities related to the job which we need to perform. Okay, next is job specification. What is job specification? Job specification in the sense where it includes qualifications, skills required to perform a particular job. Okay, so let's discuss one by one. First is education. As I have given you example, there is a vacancy of HR executive. Suppose this is example, it vacancy of HR executive where where education qualification can be MBA in HR. So that can be a specifically they mention what kind of a qualification they want to perform. As there is a vacancy of HR executive, so they want a MBA in HR, the person who have completed MBA in HR. Next, it they may also see that we want a person who had completed his or her MBA in HR, plus he has 2 years of experience in the same field related to HR. So this is what the experience why they focus on experienced people, because it avoids the training cost for the basic things, because the basic things they are already aware of it, and the new things they'll be giving training for. So that is why people organizations are looking for uh, experienced people. Next is sometimes they also mention the health conditions, because why health conditions, because it might be sometimes you have to work for too long hours, sometimes there will be a lot of workload, so there can be pressure, you may be pressurized, so you should be able to face that particular pressure, it can be. Or else whenever people who are interested, or the people who are applying for militaries and people who are working for the air force, so they might need a certain kind of a health fitness conditions, so they should be fulfill those conditions, that is what health related conditions. Next is appearance. Sometimes whenever there is a requirement of the call centers, okay, it can be call centers or any customer executives, customer support service, it can be customer support service, so where appearance is also required. Customer support service, wherever you are directly connecting to your customers, it can be in the form of video calls, it can be in the form of only calls, it can be face to face. So sometimes they specifically mention that we need a pleasant personalities, the people who can carry smile throughout the working period, the people who can interact with other people very the people who have very good interacting power with others, with the people who have a good convincing power. So that is what the appearance it talks about. Appearance, good looking, handsome, beautiful, that is what they specifically mention in certain kind of jobs. Next is skills and knowledge. Skills and knowledge can be, as I have said, for HR executive they may require a MBA in HR, that is that is a education qualification. When it comes to skills can be handling of the different softwares, it can be anything. They might be using certain softwares, and that the softwares must be aware by the candidate. So it nowadays SAP is in a trend, so mostly people prefer that, who people who are know how to handle the SAP technology, those can be preferred. So that can be one kind of a skill. Whenever there is a requirement of accountant, they mostly prefer for tally, the people who are aware of tally knowledge. Then this is what the skills knowledge. Last is personality traits. What does it mean, personality traits? Personality traits in the sense where it can be related to the person's behavior. Okay, sometimes they also mention that you should have a good communication skills, you should have a good convincing skills, you should have a good skills of handling the customers, you should have a good skills of achieving the targets, you should work hard, you should be able to work in team. So that is what the personality traits. So this includes your personal qualities towards your organization. Next is this the specimen of or format of job specification, where there will be a include job specification includes qualification skills required to perform a job. So this is what we have discussed in today's class. I just brief it out what we have discussed today. So we have started unit 2 in today's class. Unit 2 is about acquiring human resources, where we have discussed what is the meaning of human resource planning. Then we have discussed different steps to be followed in human resource planning. Next we have discussed what is job analysis, and we have discussed Job analysis includes job specification and description. So we have discussed the difference between job description and specification. Then we have discussed contents of job description. We have discussed this is a specimen of job description. We have discussed what are the contents of job specification, and lastly we have seen the specimen of the job specification. So this is enough for today's class. So if you people have any kinds of doubts related to topics which we have covered, you are free to ask your doubts that to be related to your topic. Okay, thank you. Next aspects will be continuing in the next class.